I'm pleased to introduce Illustrious Amaewhule as UNH's Energy and Utilities Decarbonization Fellow. He's currently pursuing a master's in sustainability at Tufts in Boston. This summer, our team and I really appreciate the perspective he was able to bring to our project, from growing up and studying in cities around the world to ending up in our small, quiet town, as he frequently reminded us. It was really great to see Illustrious learn and understand our energy challenges and fit his skill sets into achieving our goals. It's been a pleasure to work with him.
Thank you very much, Matt, for such a wonderful introduction. So this summer, I had the pleasure of working with the UNH Energy and Utilities Department, and I was tasked with developing the campus Energy and Utilities Decarbonization Roadmap. And this work was very important because it was the first comprehensive decarbonization plan for the department, and also with the increase in the global crisis relating to climate, a lot of young people and students around the world are becoming much more environmentally aware. And in order to stay, for UNH to attract such students, students are they are selecting and ultimately committing to universities that are much more in line with carbon neutrality. And in order for UNH to keep being competitive and attract such students, it has to reinvent itself, and it needs a decarbonization plan. And so, for example, a university like Harvard, for the next couple of years, will keep attracting hundreds of thousands of applicants. But like for a smaller university like UNH, it has to do all it has to do to become and stay competitive. Next slide. So the initial direction of my work was to utilize the existing master plan and utility data to create a baseline of where the department stands today, and using the baseline to research technologies that will allow for the decarbonization of the UNH energy district and create guidelines for an RFP. But using those, I couldn't define what I wanted to do earlier on in my work. I couldn't develop a decarbonization roadmap. I was looking at what other universities are doing, and the energy and utilities that were known, the type of knowledge, the right type of technologies for decarbonization was known, but that wouldn't help in developing a roadmap that was focused for UNH. And I struggled with that a lot for most of my internship, for most of the fellowship. Next slide, please. And I started by calculating the university buildings EUIs and CUIs. I did that for over a month. But after the calculations, I still didn't see how that would lead to the decarbonization roadmap. And so together with my manager, Matt, we decided to focus, instead of writing guidelines for the RFP, to write the RFP. So using the RFP, I achieved that. And so in the RFP, I covered the project overview, the purpose of the decarbonization plan. I covered the background and context, where I went into an overview of UNH systems, past efforts in decarbonization, and motivations and our net zero goals. I also covered the kind of work, the scope of work. I focused on the areas of focus that needed to be done, work that needed to be done. I focused on deliverables expected and the type of tasks and activities expected, and the project schedule, the decarbonization project schedule. Next slide. And through the RFP, I was able to get, through the RFP, which will be sent to consulting firms, the UNH decarbonization plan will be achieved. And this is just this RFP is a high-level RFP, which views the UNH energy district from a systemic lens. And there's going to be another RFP that will look at details of the university energy district and look at the buildings specifically. And my key takeaways for this was, before embarking on any decarbonization or carbon neutrality journey or sort of thing, you need to clearly define what you want. And you don't just do what others are doing, because that's the thing that's trending. Every university is different, every organization is different. You need to define your goals and what you want, because decarbonization is something that is expensive, and you wouldn't just throw money at a technology or a particular decarbonization trend, and in the next couple of years it doesn't work out for you. That will be financially, that will be wasteful financially. And also, the second takeaway is that if the economics doesn't work for you, it will be very difficult for you to do anything. There are a lot of organizations and universities and even companies that want to decarbonize, but the economics isn't just working for them. And so in that case, you need to start with what you have and lay out the concrete long-term plan in order to achieve your goal. It's not just something you just rush into because everybody's rushing into it. And personally, a takeaway I had was, in order for you to have experience in a particular field, you need a lot of experiences. You don't just have one experience and say, yeah, I'm experienced. No, it doesn't work like that. You need like years of experiences. And through this internship, I got to know about it. And for me, though I have gained a lot of knowledge, but for me to say I'm really experienced in the decarbonization field, I need more experiences. And that'll be all. And I want to thank Matt, Adam, the UNH Energy Task Force, Jen, and the people I worked with, and my fellows for all their support. Thank you.
Good work. Thank you, Illustrious. Something that came up for me in our conversations a lot was the small town. And so what did you learn about yourself working with a small town, and what might you take away with you on future work?
Working in a small town, I feel like for me specifically, it's working in a small town like this is better for my mental health. And like, I feel like you feel more relaxed here, you feel more happy, and that translates to your mental health, and when you have like better mental health, will I say, you do a better job. So I would say like the calmness of the place like helps. Yeah.
Sorry, couldn't get to it. I love that. I so agree. And we're glad that you had an experience that was conducive to mental health this summer, and appreciate all the work you've done to help move UNH forward too. So thank you.